Seduce, entice someone into sexual activities. Well, you can seduce them with that. Entice someone to do or believe something inadvisable or foolhardy. Attract very powerfully, to do some wicked stuff. For example, with children, it's very easy for them to see a commercial on television and wanting that item, while it might be a very satanic item like an till children toys and books. Inappropriate, though. I say inappropriate. For example, you got things like this. You got the two finger squirter. Let's say you have a, I don't know, whatever, a daughter or something like that, or your child loves this animal and then wants to have this on their door, the back of the door or something like that. You have they might like Spider-Man or whatever, or the Punisher, or Superman and stuff like that. What do you think your son is going to do if he's like 11 years old, whatever, and you buy him a toy like this? Come on, man. What do you think he's going to do eventually? Come on, man. These are the things that these people are selling onto our children. So it's not 100% a great idea for you to burping out the children right now for Esau. Like, if a grown person sees this, and then what comes in your head how you need to drink this, where you put your mouth at? And the person that designed this, they know exactly what they're doing. They're not stupid. I mean, if you can see it, and you're not even a designer, but if you can see it, don't you think he could see it? So that's the reason why the eunuch and the barren woman shouldn't really be all messed up in the head because you don't have children. Because the Heavenly Father said unto the eunuch, he said, you have three types of eunuchs, by the way. One that is castrated of men, one that is born impotent, and one that just refrains from intercourse for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's sake. Just like Paul said, how he said that, I rather you be like me. Well, let me get that first. Rather you be like me. What? Where's it again? Where's it again? 1 Corinthians, right? Yeah, 1 Corinthians 7 and 8. Now it says here, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, right? It is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, if you can't contain yourself, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn in your lust. But still, try and be like Paul, the unmarried man and the widow, or just the unmarried woman and the unmarried man. Try and be like Paul. And if you can't, find yourself a wife or as a man, or find yourself a husband as a daughter of Israel. Now it says here, their wives. Oh no, I already read that. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, about the eunuch, because I just read it here. It reminded me again. Now it says here, Isaiah chapter 56, verse 3. Neither let the son of the stranger, that had joined the son of the Israelites, stranger, foreigner, that had joined himself to the Lord, speak, saying, Yahweh had utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree, because you're supposed to give fruit, and your fruit are your children. Right? And if you are a eunuch, that means you don't have any children. But don't let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. I have nothing. because it is written in the scriptures that if you have no children as sons, actually, then your inheritance dies. Let me see, where is it again? Numbers 23. Oh, no. What's the 23? Numbers 36, if I'm correct. Wait, let me try to find it. 27, here. Wait, so check this out. The Numbers 27 and 3. Our father, this was three, this was 5 girls. Yeah, and these are the names of his daughters. You can read the rest for yourself if you have time. So it was 3 girls, 4, 8, 2, 8, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 girls, but their father was dead, and he had only sons. Oh man, and he had only daughters and no sons. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad. Yeah, the son of Hefer. What? Hefen. Okay. Verse 3. Numbers 27 and 3. Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away with? Be done away from among his family, because he had no son. Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father. So the point was here that once you have no children, then, back in the days you would say, once you have no sons, then you would be like, oh damn, my name is going to be forgotten, because I don't have a son to bring forth my sperm into another woman, which is his wife then, and so forth and so forth, because all his 5 daughters, they would receive sperm from another man, and therefore the house of the father would then therefore be gone. That's why it is written in the scriptures that if your brother dies and he has no children and he had a wife, then you are supposed to make children with his wife, and that child would be the descendant legacy of your brother that died. Why? Because your father the bloodline from the man. Oh boy, let me see. Rafik. Here. Right. Let's say this is your father, this is your mother, and these are the, how you call it? Wait, let me see. This is his son, and this is his daughter. Their son and their daughter. Right. So this man, his sperm will come here. And then, well, I'm gonna use another example because it's not actually how I want it to be given, drawn. But let's say these are all, let me see, 3 girls here. No, 3 girls here, and then 1 boy, which is these 2 parents, their children. Let's say they have 4 children, and only 1 is a son. No, I have to say it's stupid. 2 are sons, because here it says that 1 is a daughter and 1 is a son. No, I don't want it like that. For the example, this is the son, and this is another son, and these are their wives. Cool. So if this one dies, which is the son of these 2 people, then this one is supposed to have this one pregnant along with his wife. But the child is then therefore would be seen as the child of him that is X'd out. And if you might say like, hey, that doesn't make no sense. How can it be his son? Because he has the same sperm as the same gene line, as his father, and he has the same gene line as his father. Therefore, it is the same thing. Only he doesn't look like him. He would then therefore look like him. But according to the Heavenly Father, it doesn't work like that, because you are still the DNA of your father. And therefore, you are allowed, when your brother dies in his sins, that you make children for your brother unto his name, so that his name is not blotted out from among the family. Now, this is going into the inheritance, which is something else. It has to do with it, but it's another branch of it. Right, I hope I explained this right. I'm going back to over here. Verse 4, Isaiah 56 and verse 4. For thus saith Yahweh unto the eunuchs that keep my commandments, and chose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant, even unto them will I give in mine house, and within my walls a place and a name better than of sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. Right, because normally a eunuch, it would seem that he would be cut off because you don't have any sons. Bye goes your name. Bye bye. You don't have a name anymore. You might come through your other brother, or if you don't have no brothers, if you are only child, then you will come through your father, his brother, his child, his son. And if your father is also a single child of his parents, then you will go to your grandfather, his brother. And if he is also a single child, then you need to go to your grandfather's father and then his brother. So and until you have one that has multiple siblings, and then you go there, as your spirit will go there. Then, because that's how the Heavenly Father gives you the indication through reading the scriptures. Now, so that's therefore the eunuch should not be worried, and also neither should the barren women be worried, because it says also that blessed are the ones without child in the day of here also, but it's Matthew 24. What's wrong with this? Is it Matthew 24? Yeah. Matthew 24 and 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. This is going to happen in the last days. You're gonna be very sorrowful that you have children in the last days, because it's going to be very sorrowful unto you, because it's going to be a burden unto you. You're going to wish to be free, but then again, you shouldn't spread your legs. Great sorrow or distress, because in the time of war and the time that we're coming in, it's not a good idea to start popping out babies and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they are about to implement the RFID chip. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? You think they're not going to use your children against you? They might kill your kids in front of you and tell you, like, listen, if you're going to do this, I'm going to chop your baby hand off or something like that. And you don't want that baby hand to be chopped off. Not always, but I give this example. Let's say you are in the movie, you are like in the scene of the movie called Domestics, the Book of Eli, or I Am Legend with Will Smith. The Book of Eli is with Denzel Washington. The Domestic is just a movie that I don't know these people. I just saw it and it's a very good movie. Or The Road. I don't know those people neither. I just saw it and it's a very good movie too. Of the things that are about to come. It's like a future movie. And it's all mayhem, just like how Matthew 24 explains it, that it will be like. So if you read the whole chapter of Matthew 24, you would understand why Yahweh Shai said this, because the red is Yahweh Shai, though the words in red is Yahweh Shai himself talking. So the reason why he said this, well, if you read the chapter, you will understand, and that's why I'm talking about these movies. Let's say you have a family, right? You have a wife and like 3 kids or something like that. And now you are on the run or something, or you're hiding in a house in the time of turmoil, in the time of war. Before the World War III nuclear bombs, there's going to be wars. So let's say you're in a time of that and you're hiding somewhere, and then somebody comes and breaks in the house that you're staying in and wants the food that's in the house. Hey, you're going to have to fight. But as long as you have your children and your wife, you can go all out. But let's say they snatch one of your children up. You know what I'm saying? And it might be your favorite son or daughter. And they put a gun to it might not even be. I know you love all your kids, but you might have favorites. But anyway, let's say it's your favorite. And if you don't have favorites, fuck it. It's one of your children. Or your wife. And then they hold a gun to your wife's head or one of your children's head, and they tell you to put the gun down, or I'm gonna blow this little kid heads to to smithereens. What are you gonna do? A, are you gonna throw your gun down and make sure all of you die? Or B, are you gonna try and shoot him and kill him before and risk losing one of your children instead of all of y'all? These type of decisions you're gonna have to make. But see, when you're alone, you don't care. Man, we going all out. But if you have children, wife, you're gonna have to, you might sacrifice, have to sacrifice, or you're gonna have to do some emotional stuff that you won't like. You might be very sorrow. You might have to make a very sorrowful decision. So those are just examples, but then, these are the times that are coming. So that's why the Lord said, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and 13, their offspring is cursed from these wicked people, right? Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, because you're cleaner than them, but you don't have any children as a woman, because barren is a woman that doesn't have children or land, but the woman is your land. The woman is my land. Any woman is land. And the husband of man is the seed. Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith Yahweh. So it shows you that the woman, your wife, is your land. And what do you do with your land? You plow it to eternity. Let me see. Husbandman. Definition. What is a husbandman? A person who cultivates the land, a farmer. So what do you do as a farmer? You plant seeds in your land. So therefore, the word husband is one that is a seed planter. It comes from the word husbandman. House, master of the house, that's actually husband. And what do you do? He's a tilter of the ground, to cultivate. Master of the house. What do you do when you cultivate? It says here, tiller of the soil. Occupier. Well, my seed occupies your womb, which is your vagina is my land. I stay claim to this. So, you're my wife. Well, you should be, but nowadays it's everybody's bitch. Not even their wife. Everybody's turn, But the ones that are barren are blessed, but they don't know it yet. And the eunuchs are blessed, but they don't know it yet. Therefore, what we do is we comfort one another with these words so that they can feel at ease and don't be angry or maybe jealous or just some kind of feeling bitter toward the fact that you are barren or toward the fact that you don't have any children. You're actually luckier than you think. It's very hard to live under the rules of another race, and you can't raise it, especially if you know this truth. And you can't raise your children according to your mannerism and your style and your ways, which should be the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But let's say, I'm just gonna give a stupid example. Let's say you're a PlayStation dude, and all of a sudden your son decides to play Xbox. You're looking at him like you a weirdo, man. What's wrong with this guy? And then your other son, he's a PlayStation lover. Guess who you're gonna like more? You know what I'm saying? That might have been a stupid explanation. But let's say you're a football guy or a soccer guy or a basketball guy, right? You know what I'm saying? So now you have a couple of sons, maybe two. Let's just keep it two. Let's keep it simple. One son, he loves the same sport that you love, basketball. Let's go with like that. And then your other son, this dude is a ballerina dude. He loves the things that his sister do. You're not really gonna be down with that dude. You're a fanatic. You're a sport fanatic. You know, you like the manly sport, football. I mean, rugby, whatever they call it there over in America. Football, rugby, football, not soccer, football. I know what I'm talking about. The NFL, that thing. You know, hut one, hut two, that thing. Let's say you love that, but your son, he loves, I don't know, dressing up in tutus and stuff like that, trying to do some ballerina stuff. That's not really going to be your favorite son. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be mine, I'll tell you that. But right, so therefore, therefore we would say that. Therefore, it's not actually, you're not missing out a lot because we're gonna be immortal. So we're gonna have numerous children. You're gonna have so many children that you probably won't even really recognize that you will recognize them. You probably won't even know all their names. I'm just saying something just to make you understand that we're gonna have so much that you're probably not gonna recognize them, or you're probably not gonna know all their names. That's just an exaggeration of how many we would have and stuff like that. Let me go on. Now it says here, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which had not known the sinful bed, never committed adultery, because you're barren, or you don't have a boyfriend, or you don't sneak around and fuck around with other dudes that are doing filthy stuff. Because if that man has a wife and you're just a second wife, ain't nothing bad. It's nothing defiled. But I mean like some filthiness stuff, like he's stuffing not dildos. I mean baseball bats in booty hole, stuff like that. Dildo in a finger area, but it's defiled. You shouldn't do stuff like that. I know you see it on the television. I know you hear it on the radio. I know you see it on the TV and stuff like that. But or on the internet, But our daughters are not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to gag on a nut and then do nutty stuff. You're not supposed to do that. Let them do it. So it says here, she shall, and the sinful bed and is basically adultery, on adultery tip, and all the other sexual activities that I just mentioned, and worse things, or a female that is barren and now she could just be a cum bucket, or she can now go and make porn because she's not gonna have children anyway. You shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? Don't do that. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls, just like how the eunuch shall be visited by the Lord, and he will have a name greater than that of children. And she shall have fruit in the visitation of the Lord, because the fruit is your children, because you're barren. Oh yeah, did I look up the word barren? Oh yeah, I already looked it up. Barren. Barren wife. Yeah, barren wife, meaning that one. I'm clear. Incapable of producing offspring. So, but it shows you that barren also goes back to the land and vegetation and stuff like that. And therefore, you are my land. Well, you're supposed to be. But nowadays, you're everybody's land. Your stolen land, your land that gives itself up. Buy me for free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're throwing themselves. Have you seen what they do, what these groupies do? And that all those females are going to be somebody's mother someday. I would not want to find out that my so-called wife was a groupie's side piece. Not even a side chick. A side piece. A side chick is one that's often getting popped. A side piece is just a one-night stand or something like that. Or like just stand there. When I'm ready, I'm coming to you. So 14. And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hand hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against the Heavenly Father. Because if you are a eunuch and you have no wife, you might get angry at the Lord, boy, I tell you. And the barren woman, she might get angry at the Lord, I tell you. Or she might start having sex like crazy because she's thinking in her mind, I still can't get pregnant anyway. I'm going to just let everybody bust at me. I know. I have seen that. I have seen this. She's barren, so she's all over the place, man. She don't care no more. She just has sex with everybody, man. Leroy, Tyrone, don't matter. Right? For unto him, that eunuch, shall be given the special gift of faith. A eunuch has you might get a more special gift of faith than another person that has children. It might not be. It might be. The Heavenly Father said, I will give unto whom I want to. I will have mercy unto whom I will have mercy. And I will have compassion unto whom I will have compassion. I mean, he didn't give other people the great gift that he gave David. He's king of Israel as a human. He's king under Yahushua. He's basically prince of Israel. And Yahushua is king. You could say King David is the prince of kings, and Yahushua is the king of kings, and the Most High is the king of all. So right. And an inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind. Why? You might get this. I don't know how to spell this, man. I have no idea. I see it all the time, and I still don't know how to spell it. It is really is one of the weirdest things. Is the lust of here it is. The book of Sirach 20:4. As the lust of a eunuch, as is the lust of a eunuch to deflower a virgin. That's actually only my point. So is he that executed judgment with violence. So just like how a eunuch that doesn't have sex, he wants that girl for real. You know what I'm saying? Just like how he lusts after a female, right? That is a virgin. That's the same way a wicked Edomite, for example, or a wicked Jake loves to execute judgment with violence, like a violent demonic person. So yeah. But the point was only this first part of the sentence. Right. And you will get something more more acceptable to your mind. You might get even more wives than you think. You don't know what the Heavenly Father got for us, man. For the eunuchs, for the barren women, for the brothers that have women now, and the daughters of Israel that have a husband now and are faithful and good toward that man. All of us are gonna get gifts, man. And some will 100% get greater than others. It will always be like, a mountain or mountains. It will always be like mountains. It will always be like this. You will have brothers that will have a really raising mountain compared to other brothers, their peaks and stuff like that. Some of them raise above the clouds, man. That's how high the Heavenly Father blessed them. And we're not going to be jealous upon each other, because we're going to know that we're not going to have that demonic spirit upon us, because the Heavenly Father is going to purify us and make us like beautiful shining gold. You're going to be content with what you have. You're going to be like, man, you got that? Oh, man, I'm so happy for you, man. Oh, man, but I got this, though. Even though you got less. He's even going to be clapping for you. Yeah, you deserve that, man. Yeah, I know I do. I did, man. Yeah, the Most High say he going to wipe away our tears, man. That's in the book of Revelation chapter 21. That's how blessed we're going to be feeling. That's how happy we're going to be feeling. With the itty bitty little bitty that you got, you're still going to cry of joy. By the way, these lands are beautiful. We're going to inherit this, man. This look cold. But yeah. Still going to take it. That's what's up. Verse 15. For glorious is the fruit of good labor, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, here it comes, they shall not come to their perfection. it looks like they came to their perfection, or are come to their perfection nowadays, but it just seems that way. And the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. An unrighteous bed is an adulterous bed, or they just had an unlawful things going on. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Yeah, we spelled that when they're old. Most of the time, when you're older, you have a lot of honor. Nowadays, when you see wicked people, they die old. They still have a lot of honor. Look at Hugh Hefner. Only when he died, then they start to bring out the documentary how he was popping dogs. She walked in. That's all I have to say. Type. I walked in on Hugh Hefner engaging in sex act with his dog. And then he said, what? Dogs have feelings too. They have needs too. An ex-girlfriend. What's her name? Yeah, this one. Look, she look horrible right about now. The daughters of Israel would not look like that, but you have to admit it. They want to look like that when they're young. You see a lot of these so-called black females, they're all proud and shit, but they want to be looking like this. That's why they got yellow hair. They want to look like this. They want to have an Edomite husband. But in actual reality, he was popping this dog, man. He was popping the dog. He was popping them dog, man. Look at him. He looked like some kind of Rothschild type of person or something like that. I don't know. Satanists. I just came with something and said, you going to hell. The hell doesn't exist. But, that skit always comes to my head because it's funny. You just look at this dude, you be like, God damn, you demon. But you're going to pay in the physical form. You see, death is an escape. We're going to wait for your soul to return. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope. But we have hope. Because the 2 Ezra chapter 7 says that the righteous have hope and the wicked have hope, but the wicked have hope in vain. The righteous have hope unto immortality and eternity, and it will be fulfilled if they keep that hope. Neither comfort in the day of trial. Yeah, the wicked, they have no comfort in the day of trial. They have no hope. Where's that again? I think it was 2 Ezra chapter 7. Yeah, let me see something. I think it was 7. Here. No, it says here, 2 Ezra 7 and 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Straight means hard, harsh things, difficult things, narrow paths and stuff like that. But it goes into used to reference to a situation characterized by a specific degree of trouble or difficulty. So you're going through some things.